Good morning students. Welcome to the world of Cytech, Science and Technology. Today we are discussing about the cytoplasmic inclusions. In the previous classes we have already finished the study about cytoplasmic organelles. Before start our class, I would like to wish you a very happy new year to my beautiful students. So we should overcome the current situation so that we should follow the sterilization techniques. So students, God bless you. We will move on to our topic. Cytoplasmic inclusions are non-living material in the protoplasm of a cell, such as stored food and pigments. Cytoplasmic pigments are hemoglobin and melanin. Stored food are glycogen, oil globules and fat droplets. It is formed as the result of the functioning of cell organelles, so it is not self-replicative. It is not enclosed by the membrane. It is found in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Today we are discussing about the cytoplasmic inclusions, pigments and the stored food. Let's move on to that topics. Students, the term cytoplasmic inclusions is used to describe foreign substances contained within a cell membrane. It pertains nutrients. It pertains means related to nutrients such as proteins, carbohydrates and lipids, as well as pigment granules. Granules are one of the non-living cell organelle of plant cell. It serves as small container of starch in plant cell. As we know that cytoplasmic inclusions are non-living structures seen inside the cytoplasm and they do not take part in cell metabolism. The first one is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the red pigment which gives the blood its characteristic color. A hemoglobin molecule consists of an iron-containing pigment portion called heme, which constitutes only 4%. The rest is a colorless protein part called globin. The heme consists of a pure pigment called porphyrin combined with iron. The iron-porphyrin-globin complex constitutes hemoglobin. Hemoglobin molecule contains 4 iron atoms, each of which can combine with a molecule of oxygen and form oxyhemoglobin. Each gram of hemoglobin takes up a maximum of 1.34 ml of oxygen. Hemoglobin can also combine with oxygen forming carbaminohemoglobin. Thus, hemoglobin plays an important role in transport of respiratory gases. Anemia is a condition in which there may be reduction in the number of red cells, the amount of hemoglobin. Anemia may be due to blood loss, increase in red cell destruction, defective blood formation due to deficiency of iron, protein, vitamin C, B12, depression of bone marrow activity, etc. Normal level of hemoglobin in blood in males is 14 to 16 gram per deciliter and in females is 13 to 15 gram per deciliter. Hemoglobin is globular in shape. The adult hemoglobin HbA has 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains. Hemoglobin F, that is fetal Hb, is made up of 2 alpha and 2 gamma chains. Normal adult blood contains 97% of hemoglobin A, about 2% of hemoglobin A2 and about 1% of hemoglobin F. Attachment of heme with globin. There are 4 heme residues per hemoglobin molecules, one for each subunit in hemoglobin. The hemoglobin is located in a hydrophobic cleft of globin chain. The iron atom of heme occupies the central position of the porphyrin ring. Reduced state is called ferrous and the oxidized state is ferric. In hemoglobin, iron remains in the ferrous state. The oxygen atom directly binds to ferrous and forms a hydrogen bond with an imidazole nitrogen of the distal histidine. In deoxyhemoglobin, A water molecule is present between the iron and the distal histidine. When hemoglobin carries oxygen, the hemoglobin is oxygenated. The iron atom in hemoglobin is still in the ferrous state. Oxidized hemoglobin is called methemoglobin. Then iron is in ferric state. The oxygen carrying capacity of hemoglobin is lost when the iron is in ferric state. In human, alpha chain genes are located on chromosome number 16 and beta type genes are clustered in chromosome number 11. Hemoglobin variants may be classified into 5 major types based on their clinical manifestation. Hemoglobin S, that means HbS, sickle cell hemoglobin. Hemoglobin E, hemoglobin C, hemoglobin D, and hemoglobin M. We discussed about hemoglobin is a protein found in the red blood cells. It has the capacity to carry oxygen in your body and gives the blood its red color. What is anemic? Individuals with hemoglobin levels below the normal range are, by definition, it is called anemic. There are many causes of anemic. Iron deficiency is common. Iron is very important because it helps your body to make hemoglobin. The good source of iron are pulses and beans, eggs, breakfast cereals, red meat, turkey and chicken. Fish are sardines and salmon, nuts, brown rice, bread. Bread means brown bread, leafy green vegetables, that means spinach, broccoli, dried fruit, apricots, raisins and prunes. Vitamin C helps you to absorb more iron. A low hemoglobin count can also be due to blood loss, cause of bleeding in your digestive tract, such as from ulcers, cancers, or hemorrhoids. Frequent blood donation also can cause to decrease our hemoglobin level. What is a critical hemoglobin level? Hemoglobin value less than 5.0 gram per deciliter can lead to heart failure and death. A value greater than 20 gram per deciliter can lead to obstruction of the capillaries as a result of hemoconcentration. What are the signs of low hemoglobin? That means when our hemoglobin level becomes low, we felt some symptoms. That symptoms also for anemia. What are the signs of low hemoglobin? That means when our hemoglobin level becomes low, our body makes some symptoms. That will also the significance of anemia. It is feeling tired, troubling breathing, dizziness, headache, feeling cold, weakness. That means our body becomes very weak and will feel very tired. Pale or yellow color skin, cold hands and feet. Our hands and feet become very cold. Fast, irregular heartbeat. What is the fastest way to increase RBC? That means how to increase the blood level very fast. We can eat red meat such as beef, organ meat such as kidney and liver of some animals, leafy green vegetables, dried fruits, bananas, legumes, beans, egg yolks. Consume 2 bananas every day routine can overcome the deficiency of RBC or anemia. Common symptoms of high hemoglobin, that means common symptoms of high hemoglobin. That means we have already discussed about the low hemoglobin level will leads to anemia. and also that the symptom of high hemoglobin will lead to other diseases, that is itchiness, headache, dizziness, bleeding, sweating more than usual, painful joint swelling, abnormal weight loss, jaundice. So that hemoglobin is very important in our blood, otherwise it will lead to major diseases that can cause death. The next pigment is melanin. Melanin is a natural skin pigment. Hair, skin and eye color in people and animals mostly depends on the type and amount of melanin they have. Special skin cells called melanocytes make melanin. If your cells make more, then your hair, skin and eyes will be darker. The purpose of melanin is to protect your skin from sun damage. When you are exposed to the sun, your skin creates even more melanin. Wearing sunscreen will limit this process. Sunscreen protects the skin from UV rays, which slow down your melanin production, blocking UV radiation from damaging DNA and potentially causing skin cancer. Color of melanin is brown. Absence of melanin causes the condition called albinism. The harmful rays of the sunlight can damage the melanin cells, and as the face is more exposed to sunlight. How to get fair skin permanently fast? Eat nutritious food, drink plenty of water, use sunscreen, sleep well, routine cleansing, nourishing night creams, relaxing oil massages. It will help to get fair skin. If your body makes too much melanin, your skin gets darker. During pregnancy and sun expose can make your skin darker. If your body makes too little melanin, your skin gets lighter. To reduce the excessive melanin deposits in your skin, your diet need to be rich in antioxidants. Include fruits and vegetables such as oranges, berries, papaya, limes, kiwi, guava, lemons, mangoes, grapes, spinach, carrots, beetroot, broccoli, and vitamin C. Vitamin C included fruits and vegetables. It will help to get a fair skin. The next cytoplasmic inclusions are stored food, that means glycogen, oil globules, and fat droplets. What is the difference between glucose and glycogen? Glucose is the sugar in our bloodstream that our body uses for energy. Glycogen is a stored form of energy. When blood glucose levels drop, the glycogen gets converted back to glucose and is released into the bloodstream to be used. What food contains glycogen? Pasta, rice, potato. That is, starch food contains glycogens. Glycogen is synthesized in the liver and muscles. Alpha D glucose combines to form glycogen continuously. In humans, the majority of glycogen is stored in skeletal muscles and the liver. Glucose, a form of sugar, is the primary source of energy for every cells in the body. Metabolism of glycogen. Glycogen synthase stimulates glycogen synthesis. We can discuss later. So that glucose is the main source of fuel for our cells. When the body doesn't need to use the glucose for energy, it stores in the liver and muscles. This stored form of glucose is made up of many connected glucose molecules and is called glycogen. Glycogen is a branched polysaccharide. It is the energy source in animals, fungi, and even bacteria. A molecule of glycogen contains about 30,000 glucose units. The uterus stores glycogen during pregnancy to nourish the embryo. Trace amounts of glycogen are also found in kidney, RBC, WBC and glial cells and the brain cells. Is there any kind of relation between glycogen and ATP molecule? Glycogen can be broken down to form ATP molecules. Glucose found in the food animals eat. When we eat food that has glucose, this glucose is broken down during the process of cellular respiration into an energy source called ATP. When excess ATP and glucose are present, the liver converts them into a molecule called glycogen, which is stored for later use. This process is called glycogenesis. That is, glucose is converted into ATP molecules to provide energy. Glycogen is the stored form of food or energy. When required, it can be broken down into ATP molecules. Glycogenesis is stimulated by the hormone insulin. The average total storage of reserves of glycogen will last a typical adult person between 12 and 14 hours. Glycogen synthase is a key enzyme in glycogenesis, the conversion of glucose into glycogen. Metabolism of glycogen. Glycogen synthase stimulates glycogen synthesis. Glycogen synthase is an enzyme which stimulates the glycogen synthesis. Whenever the blood glucose level rises, the level of glucose 6-phosphate rises. Glucose 6-phosphate stimulates glycogen synthase and thus glycogen synthesis occurs. When the blood glucose level rises, insulin stimulates glycogen synthase to form glycogen from glucose. Children, it is enough today. In the next class, we will discuss about nucleus. So, children, bye.